Hey guys, how are you doing today? That's weird. Twitch retweet bot. I guess that's cool. It retweeted my tweet. Anyways, yeah. I hope you guys are doing pretty good. I've had a pretty good day today. Let's see. Blah, 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 blah. Change for me, please. There we go. We're already not off to a good start with my throat. The weather's been kind of weird today, so. From the save point. I have some coffee here that'll hopefully fix my throat, but it's too hot for me to drink. Hey Zalemanix, how are you doing? Hope you're having a good evening. Alright. So, a murder has happened in the back of Edgeworth's car, in his trunk. I guess while he wasn't there. Because he's not a suspect, surprisingly. And we're here to talk to him for some reason. I don't really know. I don't remember why. We're here to talk to him. The case. Oh, how was your, how did your, phone interview go? You seem very energetic, so I'm gonna assume it went well. I hope it did. Let's see, the body was found in your car? Go ahead, say it, Mr. Wright. You think I did it, don't you? After you went through all that trouble to help me last year, no less. Look at his face. No, we don't think you did it. I mean, it was my sister who stabbed him. Wait, no, she didn't do that. I mean... Wait. So you're the chief prosecutor's little sister, then? Yes, sir! In the sky! Oh, yay! Congratulations! It's nice to meet you again. Now that didn't sound forced at all. And now I remember. Now I remember. You've really grown. I'll admit, it was a surprise to me, too. To think that my own car would become the scene of a murder. More surprising still, now I'm forced to prove my superior's guilt. I can understand. Wait, what did you say? Lana Skye is the chief prosecutor, the top prosecutor in the district. She can't prosecute herself. Why not? Well, I mean, she pretty much is. She's already declared herself guilty. So I'll be the prosecutor at the trial tomorrow. You? Mr. Edgeworth! Well, it's not his fault. Okay, to be honest, it's a bit of a miracle I'm still here at all. What do you mean? Rumors. You've heard the rumors about me, haven't you? Miles Edgeworth. It's hard to remember a time when there weren't rumors about this guy. Forging evidence, arranging false testimony, illegal searches, you name it. Thanks to you, my innocence was established in the trial at the end of last year. However, there are some who say I'm the one responsible for the current incident. Why are the prosecutors getting indicted for crimes? Well, they keep committing crimes. I mean, Von Karma was a prosecutor and he was guilty. Edgeworth wasn't guilty, though. Let's see, however, there are some who say I'm the one responsible for the current incident. What? That's crazy! Some people need very little excuse to think ill of others. It's a fact of life, impossible to stop. But I don't want to hear about your butt. Some of them even go so far as to present me with toys like this. They think it's funny. Toys? That bronze shield? There's gotta be a story behind that one. Chief Prosecutor Sky? Yes, we first worked together on a case 2 years ago. It was my first big case. That's right, I remember. 2 years ago. I wasn't even a lawyer yet. Since then, I always felt that she was looking out for me. It appears I was mistaken. Mistaken? Why? I mean, I know she's not the warmest person, but I'm sure she felt some responsibility for you. Then, why? Why did she stab someone in the trunk of my car? Not only that, she stabbed him with my knife. Oh, it does match your clothes. Why would you buy a knife that matches your clothes? This guy is tacky. What? Mr. Edgeworth, your knife was the murder weapon? To be specific, it was the knife kept in the toolbox in the trunk of my car. Edgeworth's knife added to the court record. Edgeworth? What? Are you sure you didn't do it? Come on, can't you take a joke? You have a strange sense of humor, Mr. Wright. Oh, I would have done the same thing. Well, now that we've got the knife, let's take a gander. Ooh, there's blood on it! This must be the victim's blood, right? Either that or Edgeworth cut himself peeling an apple. What's Edgeworth doing with a knife like this anyway? Hey, maybe he spends his weekends roughing it in the wild? Edgeworth in the wild? I think my fruit peeling theory is more likely. Are you kidding? I always pictured him as an outdoorsman. Now there's a scary thought. Alright, is there anything else of interest? Let's look. Ooh, I'm always the kind of person that looks like every little spot. Okay, there's nothing there. Wow, wow, wow. I'm gonna cut myself looking at this. That's it. Good look at things. As you can see, he likes the Steel Samurai. My, what an amazing bouquet. Just right for Mr. Edgeworth. No kidding. Hey, there's a card on it. Back from the dead, Wendy. What? Wendy, old bag. I've heard that name somewhere before. And beside it, a giant steel samurai. Wow, I want one. Huh? There's something written on the bottom of his foot. Between a rock and a hard place. Wendy. What? Wendy? Is she Mr. Edgeworth's fiance? I don't think so. Alright, what's this? Chess? Hey, a chessboard. I'm not too up on my chess, but it I'm not too up on my chess, but it looks like blue's in a bit of a tight spot. There's only one blue. The red knights have surrounded the blue pawn. Huh? Those horses are mounted knights. Their swords have really sharp edges. And check out that poor pawn. His head is kind of spiky. Kind of reminds me of you. Mr. Edgeworth must be an avid chess player. What's wrong, Mr. Wright? Edges surrounding a pawn with a spiky hair? Nah, it's nothing. Right, he also likes tea. Ooh, cute! What a pretty tea set. I go more for the instant tea bags myself. Amazing. The drawer below is filled with packets of tea leaves. Why are you going through his stuff? He's right in front of you, isn't he? They're all sorted by place of origin and flavor. Look at this royal blend. What an exquisitely splendid concoction. Oh my god, that was 3 big words. There's such a thing as taking a hobby too far. Oh yeah, let's look at his desk. A work desk. It's quite tidy, as one might expect. What a nice desk. Easy to use and easy on the eyes. It's polished so well I can see my own reflection. Strange. Why did I just picture Detective Gumshoe? Maybe I'll take the name, that name plaque as a... Maybe I'll take that name plaque as a souvenir. Don't, he'll sue you. Anyways. Oh, let's look outside. Let's look out the window. Whoa! What a view! It must be nice to have an office on the 12th floor. Oh no. Not if you had to ride the elevator. I guess you would feel important. Incidentally, were you to jump out this window, the time until impact with the ground would be... Got it! Approximately 3.23 seconds. That's handy to know. That's scary. I've been wondering, what the heck is this? It has a big K on it. Mumbles of prosecutors. Huh? What's that? It's the King of Prosecutors trophy. KKK. King of Prosecutors. It's a great honor. They send that shield to the best prosecutor each year. What? So that K? That's... K stands for king? Yeah, you got a problem with that? I didn't design the thing. King of Prosecutors. Kind of like Employee of the Month, only better. Oh, we gotta look at it. King of Prosecutors trophy added to the court record. We have to look at everything. Oh, there's a fist on the back too. Hey, check it out! There's a metal plate here. It looks like the names of all the previous recipients are engraved on it. Wow, one guy's listed a bunch of times. Von Karma. I guess he must be a foreigner? Yeah, that's probably it. Well, wherever he's from, he must have been an amazing prosecutor. I'd like to meet this Von Karma sometime. When she says it, his name does have kind of a ring to it. Alright, I think that's it. And I don't think that was anything particular, just something silly. Alright, do you have more to say about this Kerjigger? Nope. Is that it? Can we look at his suit that he's got framed for some reason? Wow! This jacket is even lacier than his usual ones. This must be his lucky trial jacket. Lucky jacket. Right. I've never seen him wear it. I'm sure there's a story behind why it's in a frame. Maybe I'll be naughty and take a picture. She's getting way too excited about this. I think that's it. What are we supposed to do with this? Can I show you this? Did I show you my badge? I think I did. This attorney must be able to fight. How about you? Do you think you can win? How about tackling, ugh. Oh yeah, we saw this. Pickles. Could you take a look at this? You. Yes? You said you wanted some hot tea, right? No, but thanks. She didn't even look at me. You must have to brew the leaves a long time to get rich flavor like this. We pre-infuse the leaves with steam before brewing. I knew it! So that's the secret to their aroma. Exquisite. The only thing I'm smelling here is wasted time. Let's see, can we move? I mean, we can move, but I mean, change the screams to the crime scene. No, can't. She's gone. Okay. Maybe there's something else we do with Edgeworth. Let's just show him everything. I didn't get to show you my badge. I once dreamed of being a defense attorney a long time ago. What? You want to be a defense attorney, Mr. Edgeworth? Yet, my path is laid out clearly before me. I have no time to reflect on what might have been. Okay. It's against my policy to discuss evidence with the defense, especially with you. He doesn't like you much, does he, Mr. Wright? Nah, with Edgeworth it's never personal. It's all about winning tomorrow. So, in other words, you were the best of the best this year? You can take that foolish grin elsewhere, right? I lost a day of work to receive that travesty. Huh? Why is that? I had to go to the police department ceremony to receive that broken shield. The police department? Yes, right next to the police station downtown. You've been there, correct? Where Detective Gumshoe works? Yeah. I was wondering something about your shield. Why is it broken? What does it matter? I've got more important things to worry about. Oh, right. He doesn't seem too concerned about his award for better or for worse. Yesterday was a very busy day for the prosecutor's office. Maybe we should ask him more about yesterday. Day of the crime. Could you tell me more about yesterday? The day of the murder? Yesterday was the annual cleaning day at the prosecutor's office. Cleaning day. Working with the police department, we sort and file all evidence for solved cases. We call it evidence transferal. Wiping your hands of old cases, in other words. Oh, and another thing. A ceremony was had at the police department. There's an annual review. There's an annual review and awards for outstanding police officers and prosecutors. And that's when you got the shield? I was at the police department yesterday afternoon. I got back here at 5:12. That's very precise. People like myself and Mr. Edgeworth pride ourselves on our precision, Mr. Wright. No, I place little faith in my memory. The only thing I trust is solid evidence. Edgeworth's parking stub added to the court record. This is the parking stub from the underground lot. The murder took place around 5:15. So the murder happened right after you got back. What, right? I'd appreciate it if you'd direct that suspicious glare elsewhere. Oh gosh, this guy. Excuse me, but is Mr. Edgeworth, anywhere on the premises? I'm Edgeworth. What is it? I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. I've got your report, sir. Report? What? Did you find new evidence in the case against Chief Prosecutor Sky? I don't like the way this conversation is going at all. Sky, sir? No, sir. No name of that kind, sir. Not in this report, sir. I think I just heard Edgeworth's lid blow. Mr. Edgeworth's lid isn't on very tight, is it? I made a clear request to the police department, did I not? I need to focus on the trial tomorrow, so don't bring me anything unrelated. Sir! But, sir! I'm just following orders, sir! They told me to bring this to you! I wasn't aware of the particulars of your— Give me your name! Yes, sir! Meekins, sir! Officer Meekins. Right. Officer Meekins? Take your report and leave. And good luck with that raise next month. Aww. But sir, I don't know. Poor guy. Looks like he was absent on the day they gave out brains. And good luck. Right. Yes, sir. God, you caught me off guard. As you can see, I'm busy. You may leave now. Let's do what he says, Mr. Wright. The victim was a detective from the same department as the patrolman just now. Go down to the police department. You can ask more there. Thanks. He seems to have finally calmed down at least. Alright, let's get out of here. Let's mosey. Oh, we get to see the Blue Badger. February 22nd, the police department entrance. Phew, we're finally here. Why would they put the detective so far away from the prosecutor's office? It took almost 30 minutes by taxi, and traffic wasn't even that bad. This is my first time to the police department, actually. Hold on. What's that? Disturbing. Why does it undulate like that? Oh, wait. I know. This is the Blue Badger. They're trying to make him the police mascot. Wow, Mr. Wright, you know a lot about the police department. Still, he does seem familiar somehow. Forget the Blue Badger. Who's that next to him? Someone appears to be dancing with the Blue Badger. Uh-oh, he noticed me. He sure is running over here fast. He was dancing with the Blue Badger. Hey, pal, what are you doing here? We caught him doing something he didn't want us seeing him do. That's my line, Detective Gumshoe. Specifically, why were you dancing over there? What? Well, at least he doesn't seem to be busy. This is our chance to get information. Hey, I'll have you know I'm a very busy man, pal. Case. I'll give you one word of advice, pal. You better not agree to defend the suspect in this case. Why not? Huh? Well, it's just that the chief prosecutor has confessed to the crime. She says she summoned the detective to the prosecutor's office and she killed him. But what if she's not telling the truth? Yes, well, no. Come on, pal. There's plenty of evidence against her. But what if the evidence was faked? Hey, pal, can I speak to you for a second? Huh? Me? Why is this little girl so peeved at me? She's a relative of the suspect, Lana Sky's sister. Whoa, the chief prosecutor's little sister? Just please investigate this case carefully, okay? Scientifically. Yes, sir. Oh, by the way, you might want to keep your voices down. You don't want to be overheard using words like faked. Huh? It's a sensitive issue with us these days. So, what are you doing here, Detective Gumshoe? Me? Oh, well, nothing really. They kicked me out of criminal affairs. Detective Gumshoe, what did you do this time? What do you mean this time? Then what happened? I know things are busy right now. I mean, with my sister's case and all. It's true, we've never had a chief prosecutor murder anyone before. Only the highest ranked people are being let into criminal affairs now. The lowest ranking guy in there is our chief of detectives. They're not letting any of us rank and file detectives in at all. None of you? I know this is an important trial, but isn't that a little odd? So anyway, I thought I'd spend the day getting the badger dance down. Isn't there anything else you could be doing? The chief of police himself is directing this investigation, pal. And Officer Marshall was assigned to the underground parking lot. Officer Marshall. Now that I think about it, Emma did seem to know that Marshall guy. A patrolman in charge of the crime scene. It's unheard of, pal. I'd like to present something to you. Oh, we didn't look at this. Miles Edgeworth, 1712. This is dated the day of the crime. The murder took place 3 minutes after Edgeworth parked his car. If only he was held up at a couple extra red lights, he wouldn't have been caught up in this whole affair. Perhaps. It just goes to show you never know what'll happen when you run a yellow light. Detective, here's my attorney's badge. You show this to me every time we meet, pal. Real men show their police badge. Enough said. I wish I had a badge. Even an ID card would be nice. Wait. Speaking of ID cards, I found the detective's card, didn't I? Well, let's give that to him too. Detective Gumshoe, what can you tell me about this? Huh? Hey, pal, this is a detective's ID card. You can't just keep that. You have to turn it into the police. It's people like you that get me into so much trouble all the time. Meaning Detective Gumshoe must drop his card a lot. Let's see. Bruce Goodman. Goodman. Sounds familiar. Nah, my mistake. But don't you work together with him in criminal affairs? Whoa! Now I remember! Bruce Goodman! He's the victim! That's what I thought. Can you tell us more, Detective Gumshoe? So this ID card belonged to the victim? He was a detective like myself. Detective Bruce Goodman. Don't you think it's strange? I mean, why would the victim's ID card be lying on the ground where we found it? Well, Detective Goodman should have been at the police department yesterday. There's an evidence transferal for a case he handled 2 years ago. Evidence transferal? Mr. Edgeworth mentioned that too. But Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office. Well, that's the thing. It's hard to say this, but word is that Chief Prosecutor Sky called him out there to the parking lot. And Lon is confessing as much. The poor guy looks so nice. I guess that's why he's called Goodman. He was murdered. I don't remember why he was murdered. Let's look at this blue badger over here. I was wondering about that. What? The dancing blue badger? It's my masterpiece! You made this, Detective Gumshoe? The chief threw together some designs and I just did my thing, pal. Nice work. It's battery powered, so it can go anywhere. There's no switch, so it just dances until the batteries die. Poor blue badger, fated to dance until he drops. Speaking of which, the new Five Nights at Freddy's game is out. I've been watching videos of it all day. That's probably why my daughter got scared. Well, streaming. I mean, she didn't see any of it, but she knew I was watching it and didn't come into my room all day. Alright, we get to look at it. Who's that? Look, the patrolman is saluting the other guy. He must be a detective. And then I say, hey, you do that. Your soup will get cold, buddy. That's hilarious, sir. I laughed so hard I cried. I guess he wasn't saluting. He was wiping tears from his eyes. They make a good pair. Oh, that's all we get to see. He's so cute. I want a little blue badger. What's this? The usual wanted posters are hanging up on the bulletin board here. Do you know this face? If you do, call 911 or dial 911. You know, Mr. Wright, I've always thought it was kind of funny. I've never seen anyone who looked like the people in these posters. They hardly even look human. She has a point. The banner here is announcing the crime-fighting campaign. Nice slogan. I wonder if they'll be selling fingerprinting sets. I don't think it's that kind of campaign. What family wouldn't want a set at home? It's good for finding out who snuck into the cookie jar. I think most families can figure that out without extra help. I think my kids had a fingerprinting set and I took it away because it would make a mess. Can we go inside? No. Is there anyone else? Anything else to say? A work of art designed by the head detective and created by Detective Gumshoe. As a detective, I have to keep my mouth shut on that one. I know better than to go blabbing on about things I don't know about. What? What? No, I wouldn't want you to do that. I wouldn't want you to do that either. Good. I thought you knew everything about the blue badger. Found in Mr. Edwards' car, stabbed with Mr. Edwards' knife, huh? What would drive Chief Prosecutor Sky to do such a thing? Wait, I mean, sure, of course someone else really did it. Someone who must have a grudge against Mr. Edgeworth. The car and the knife do seem a little too well organized to be coincidence. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. What could have happened? We have to find out a little more about what's going on with Edgeworth. What? Okay. I don't know why I did that. I knew it was gonna do that. Hey, that's it! That's the King of Prosecutors Award that Mr. Edgeworth got yesterday. Were you at the award ceremony, Detective Gumshoe? Of course, pal! I got an award for diligence myself. Ah, congratulations. I was wondering, why is the award a shield? And why is it broken? Oh, there's a reason. I'll tell you what it is later. Apparently he's forgotten. But I was proud of Mr. Edgeworth for winning that award. He's even got naysayers in the prosecutor's office. Yeah, we've heard about the rumors. Did that unlock something? It did! He's in a tough spot again. Again? Well, it all started with the murder of that defense attorney, Hammond. But Edgeworth was found innocent! Listen, pal, there have always been rumors about Edgeworth. Forging evidence, making deals with witnesses. Nothing outright, but there was always whispered rumors. Ever since he was accused of murder, no one's whispering, they're practically shouting. But there's no evidence against him. Well, Mr. Edgeworth has always had unusually strong ties to the department's higher-ups. It's only natural that people would be suspicious. I had no idea he was under the gun. Anyway, this latest case has started a new rumor. People say the only reason he took this case is because he's aiming for the chief prosecutor position himself. What? But I know the truth, pal. Nobody wants to be the one who has to prosecute the chief prosecutor. Mr. Edwards is biting the bullet on this one. He's doing this for all of us. And that's all I know about that. I'm not officially on the case, you know. Thank you. Why aren't you handling the case, Detective Gumshoe? We met the guy who is. What was his name? The guy in the parking lot? That'd be Officer Marshall. He was appointed directly by the Chief of Police. Officer Marshall? Is he some kind of Wild West sheriff or something? No, Jake Marshall's just a regular officer. From West LA. For a moment there, I wasn't sure. Look, pal, let me try to make things a little easier for you. Show them this, and they'll let you examine the crime scene, maybe. Letter of introduction. Nice. I'll be surprised if this gets us anywhere. Just act like you're supposed to be there, and nobody will look at you twice, pal. We know that. Oh, what's this? Hey, look here. It looks like something's been erased. Maybe it was a letter or something to Detective Gumshoe. Let's see. Annual bonus, $20. I think a couple zeros are missing. No, that sounds about right. At least in that detective's case. Maybe I should rethink my career as an investigator. Poor Gumshoe. Yeah, it's not necessary to look at everything, but you'll get little funny things every once in a while. Alright, I guess we go back to the garage, the parking lot. February 22nd, Prosecutor's Office, underground parking lot. Looks like the investigation is still going. I have to be getting back to the shop. Sorry, looks like I'll be stuck in this pit till the sun sleeps. I'll see you in my dreams tonight then, baby. Oh, still here. Ah, hello? Why the surprised looks? Didn't I mention? I've got a boyfriend in criminal affairs too. What happened to the security guard? She's a polyamory person. Hey, what's wrong, Bambina? You're looking like a doggy that lost its herd. Jake Marshall. Strange guy to put in charge of a crime scene. Dun, 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 dun. Can we talk to him? There's something I wanted to ask you. The scene of the crime. A cold grave for men who've lost their dreams. And me, I watch over them as they sleep, dreaming of the desert's harsh judgment. He's asleep. Well, should we show this hopeless case something to catch his interest? Okay. He's just gonna fall asleep. Would you mind reading this for me? What's this? I warn you, fan letters to me go right in the spittoon. It's a letter of introduction from Detective Gumshoe. May we investigate? Gumshoe? Aw, that old cow dog. Let's see, holding a birthday party or something? Huh? Look, where it should say letter of introduction, it says invitation. Oh, I think he just miswrote it. Autocorrect. Great, Detective Gumshoe, I owe you one. Don't worry, this proves it's from Detective Gumshoe, better than a blood test. guess I'd better let you in then. Thank you, Officer Marshall. Officer Marshall isn't a detective, he's a patrolman. That reminds me of something. That is odd. Isn't a crime scene supposed to be handled by a detective or higher? Well, folks, the clues are calling. Welcome to our gold strike. Be like the settler, strike out for lands unknown. Manifest destiny. Let's have a hootenanny. Okay, I think with current events, this isn't something we should be saying. Okay. Note to self, police investigations are like settling land. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you say? I say I won't be needing this anymore. See, if we didn't look at it when we did, we wouldn't never have seen that little funny kerjigger. Detective Gumshoe's letter is crumpled and... I didn't hear it. I didn't read that last part. What's this? Oh, a toy shield. Suits the boy well. What exactly could you shield with that? A toy knight, maybe? Officer Marshall, don't you have anything good to say about Mr. Edgeworth? You don't like him, right? We get the point. You know, when I was a detective, I got one of these. Let me guess. Did it have a K for King of Detectives on it? Hey, they could use the same shield over and over. Note to self, the prosecutor's office and criminal affairs are surprisingly cheap. You know it! They've gotten cheaper with every passing year, I tell you. What do you know about the Blue Badger? Alright, compadre, count to 3. Huh? You gotta do that if you're going to draw evidence on someone. That's what we do in Texas. No, it's not. I'm from Texas. Remind me to never visit No, Phoenix, visit Texas. Take a gander at this, partner. I see your badge. Looks pretty round. Our badge is a star. A lone star, shining in the nighttime sky. A beam of light illuminating evildoers who come in the dark of night. Note to self, evildoers are weak against starlight. Hey, that's a sheriff's badge. Alright, compadre. Alright, can we talk to you now? Officer Marshall, could you tell us more about the victim? Good men always die young. Remember that, partner. Could you be a little more specific? Bruce Goodman. He was a detective, right? He looks so nice. Well, well, aren't you a feisty doggy there now? Detective Goodman was stabbed here at 5:15. The Smiling Madonna told me the tale. I think he means the witness, Miss Angel Star. One stab to the chest, a fine piece of work. This here's the autopsy report. Alright. Was my sister involved with the victim in any way? Funny you should mention that, Bambina. Chief Prosecutor Skye and Detective Goodman had nothing in common at all. Nothing in common? They apparently worked together on a case a few years back. So there's no motive. Goodman wasn't a particularly gifted detective. That's one reason why he didn't do much work with the chief prosecutor. But my sister called the victim here on the day of the murder, right? Here, to this parking lot? So it seems, like calling an unarmed man to a shootout at high noon. I don't mean any offense, but Officer Marshall, you're a patrolman, right? Not a detective. You calling me out? They shoot you for that in Texas? No, that is true. Huh? I was one of them fancy shoot detectives till 2 years ago, to tell you the truth. Oh, really? Now he tells me. But you're a patrolman now, so how can you be in charge of a crime scene? Nothing gets by you, does it, Bambina? So, why are you in charge? No reason. We're just short on hands right now. I'm keeping an eye out in the meantime. That's odd, though. Detective Gumshoe was saying he had nothing to do. Nothing important, at least. He's nothing but a sad old cow dog that can't find his tail. Maybe it's because he runs with that Edgeworth, eh? Edgeworth? That cow dog's been kicked out of the cattle run by order of the chief of police. Just, he don't realize it yet. Detective Gumshoe kicked out of the investigation? Check out the autopsy report. What's this? Oh. Name of the deceased, Bruce Goodman, 36, male. Date and time of death, February 21st between 4 p.m. and 5:30 p.m. Cause of death, loss of blood from chest wound. Assessment. Wound was caused by a 12 centimeter knife. A single stab wound was found. Let's take a look around, I guess. What can we find? What's this? This looks like a cell phone. Scientific analysis would suggest this belongs to the victim. I can't think of anyone else it could belong to. What's so scientific about that? Should we check it out? Check it out. Right, let's check it out. We're about to do something cool, I bet. Not really. Can we flip it open? Wait. Well, it saw something. Wait, what does it see? Whoops, no. Okay, let's look at this. Oh, there we go. The display is still on the redial button. Redial? Mr. Wright? Most phones keep a record of all the calls you've made and received. You just press the blue button to dial the last number you called. Convenient, isn't it? I'm surprised you didn't know about it. Sorry to disappoint you, but even I know about things like redial. Huh? Oh, I'm sorry. It's just, you never know with people from your generation. Whatever, let's check this phone out. Why'd you zoom out? Now, I wonder who the owner of this phone called last. Note to self, the defense attorney doesn't think first, he just pushes the button. I had this as my cell phone ring for a long time. I got a new phone, I've just gotta reprogram it again. Hey, that song, I know that! Hey, what's going on over there? Beep. Ah, oh, sorry. I see you, partner. You pressed redial on that there phone, didn't you? Well, yeah. Whose phone is this, anyway? It was on the ground over there. Whose is it? That belongs to Chief Prosecutor Sky. What? It's my sister's? She apparently dropped it when she was taken into custody right after the crime. Look, the last call was made right when the murder occurred. Looks like she was fixing to call someone. Except she only spoke for a few seconds, according to this. Who did she call? No idea. Sorry, partner. Now, I got a question for you, partner. I heard a phone ring just now. One of those newfangled ringtones. Oh, that... Oh. I'm sorry, that wasn't my phone. What? Your phone? Yeah, it's kind of strange, but someone called me right as we picked up the other phone. A wrong number. I hope you're not lying. They shoot you for that in Texas. Partner. He seems to know a lot about Texas for being from West LA. Uh-oh. I've incited the wrath of the Lone Star Patrolman. Cell phone added to the core record. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. I wonder if we can keep pressing redial. Ugh! There we go. Man, what a boring strap. What's wrong with it? Everyone has different tastes, you know. Here, check out mine. It's a pink princess strap. These are hard to come by, you know. I see he's popular as ever with the kids. He? Isn't the pink princess a girl? There's no need to push this again. What's wrong? You look like I do during finals. Never mind, it's nothing. So I guess she tried to call Phoenix Wright's office? Probably trying to contact Mia. Examine. This rope, is it? Yep. They've laid it in the outline of the victim's body. So wait, the victim must have died when the killer closed the trunk on him. He's got to be the only person I know that would come to that conclusion. This appears to be the car where the body was found. It looks like the lock on the trunk is busted. The crime took place in the underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. The body was found in the trunk of my subordinate's car. Quite a luxury car. It just screams, I have money to burn. Yeah, prosecutors get the big bucks. What's this? Oh. So is that it? B block is through there. That's where visitors park. I can see the Lunchland car over there, far in the distance. Hey, you're right. I like the cute design on the door. I can see a cartoon cow munching down on a juicy-looking steak? Doesn't it strike you as a little creepy? Just don't think too deeply about it, and you'll be fine. Alright, I guess that's it. There's nothing else. Talk to him about the phone. So there's no connection between Detective Goodman and my sister. That's correct, but there's a gold mine of evidence against her. And the prosecutor tomorrow is none other than Edgeworth himself. I'm afraid your sister's fate is decided, Bambina. Many condolences. Officer Marshall. Yeah, Bambina? How can you say that? You and my sister, you were... Is there something between this cop and her sister that I don't know about? I apologize, Bambina. Something must have gotten to me. Maybe it's that dry wind that's a-blowing through the prospector's office. Dry wind or ill will. Someone's up to something here, but who? Suspicions about Mr. Edgeworth have been flying around for nearly 2 years now. Forged evidence, arranging testimonies, you name it. He was unbeatable because he did whatever it took to win. Unbeatable, that is, until he met you. But rumors are just rumors, aren't they? These are prosecutors we're talking about. Evidence is everything to them. If you follow the rumors about Edgeworth to their source, you find one person. But they're off limits. Untouchable, you might say. One person? Who? Bambina. It's your sister. Chief Prosecutor Lana Skye. What? My sister? Edgeworth couldn't rustle all those cattle by himself. Some people load their guns with bullets. Some people load them with deals. What, you're saying Edgeworth was making deals to win trials? Where there's gunshots, there's bound to be bullets. That's what the old-timers say. There's a big old secret hidden around here somewhere. Everyone knows it. Is that why Detective Gumshoe was taken off the case? Did they target him because he was closest to Edgeworth? I don't think that there's anything else to talk to him about. My sister's cell phone. The last time it was used was 5/18, right after Goodman was killed. Well, we just used it a couple minutes ago. Maybe she was calling her date for the night. Why did Lana make that call? Alright, compadres, count to 3. Alright, well let's move somewhere else. Alright, that wasn't it. Whoops! I wanted to go to the detention center. No, nothing. Well then let's try talking to Edgeworth again. Bum, bum, bum. Oh, this game just has great music. And he's gone. Okay, I guess we talked to Detective Gumshoe. No, not detention center! For whatever reason, we can't get to the police department from the detention center. Is it detective? Okay. I think I have an idea what to do. Here, see this? Okay. What is this? A behavioral study of lawyers? Oh, we can get to there from here. Oh my gosh, what am I supposed to do? Okay, maybe there's more to do with this guy. Dum, 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 dum. Alright, we're gonna show evidence to everybody we can show evidence to. My sister's cell phone. Let's try. Dum, 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 dum. 5:12 p.m. The prosecutor's bright red steed came in at a trot, real slow-like. A trot? My Madonna tells me the crime occurred 3 minutes later, so it seems the chief prosecutor was lying in wait. Maybe waiting for her prince to ride in on his bright red horse. So what you mean is, the killer intended to use Edward's car all along. What's that? Some sort of police passport? This is Detective Goodman's ID card. Strangely enough, we found it a good distance away from the crime scene. Good distance? In this rat hole? If you want distance, get yourself to Texas. Well, he's not lying. Texas? This is a tiny little crime scene in a tiny little town with tiny little evidence. What difference does a few yards make, compadre? Note to self, if you encounter suspicious evidence, think of Texas? Okay, maybe that's not what he was trying to tell you, but okay. There's no better way to study than to hang out with the pros. Okay. Alright, we already showed him that. There's gotta be something else. What am I missing? Can we look inside the trunk? I don't think so. Oh, what? How was I supposed to see that? What's this? Looks like a note of some sort. Look, something's written on it. You're right. Let's see. 6, 7S? 12-2. There's a name printed on the paper above that. Goodman. Maybe it fell out of his pocket when he was killed. Well, so? What does it mean, Mr. Wright? How am I supposed to know? Note to self, for deductive reasoning, go to Edgeworth, not Wright. I'm sure Edgeworth wouldn't know what this means either. So, well... How are we doing, Mr. Wright? I guess we've got some clues. We have an autopsy report, a note from the victim, and a cell phone. So, you think we'll be okay? Okay, while they're talking, we're gonna do this. Oh, darn. Well, the only thing still bothering me is that Lana is confessing to the crime. She says she did it! No problem. I can guarantee that she's not the criminal. Oh, by the way, Emma? Yes? I know that song your phone plays when it rings. What? It's the Steel Samurai theme song, isn't it? That popular TV show for kids. So I guess she was calling her sister, not Phoenix. I thought Phoenix... Well, Phoenix said it was his phone, but probably to protect her. The phone that just rang wasn't mine. Oh, he just says it was yours. At 5:18, just after the murder took place, your sister called you, didn't she, Emma? I'm sorry. Can you tell me what you talked about? She hung up right away. I see. Cell phone added to the court record. A detective is murdered, and the suspect is the top prosecutor in the district. I've got a bad feeling about this. Like, maybe I shouldn't know everything that went on here. Hey Shot, how are you doing? We've moved on to Pink Elephant. To be continued. Looks like we're gonna start the court case. February 23rd, 9:34 a.m. District Court. Defendant Lobby number 2. How did the investigation go yesterday, Mr. Wright? Frankly, there are still a lot of gray areas. I'm doing pretty good, thanks. Or rather, the whole thing is one big gray area. Don't worry about me, no matter what the outcome. I'm ready to accept my fate. I believe in you, sis! Mr. Wright, let me offer you a word of advice. Yes? A defense attorney should never believe their client. The defendant is called to trial because they are suspected of wrongdoing. Never forget that. Miss Sky, you remind me a lot of Mia. But there's one decisive difference between you and her. And that is, you're not a defense attorney. I believe it's almost time for the trial. Good luck, Mr. Wright. See, my first trial without a Fae helping me. No one's going to bail me out this time. I'll be alone in there, so I have to discover the truth all by myself. Let's do it, Mr. Wright! I'll be with you the whole way! Oh, thanks. It's not exactly comforting. February 23rd, 10 a.m. District Court. Courtroom number 9. The court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. Defense is ready, Your Honor. Prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Edgeworth. I haven't been in court since Edward's trial. It's been a while now. I hope that personal feelings will not be part of the proceedings today, Mr. Wright. I will choose the path I think is right, regardless of what those around me might say. The judgment to be made here is in our hands, not those of anyone else. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. Your opening statement, please. Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky has committed an unpardonable crime. Not only this, but she was rash enough to commit it in the prosecutor's office lot. Wow, he's much more forceful in person. I suddenly feel like confessing to everything. However, she will now pay for her rashness with her life. There was a witness to her crime. A professional witness. Well then, call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls its first witness, Miss Angel Starr, to the stand. The cough-up queen? I like her necklace. I want one like that. It's got a little taco on it. Not taco, but octopus. Taco is Japanese for octopus. Haven't I seen you somewhere? It also looks like a dildo. Now that I look at it. You ordered the caviar lunch, right? Ugh. Ho ho, caviar! I haven't eaten caviar before. I've never eaten caviar before. The judge is really wolfing it down. You want some boobs like that? Ah, and for you, I have a Fiesta Bowl. Thanks. Will the witness state her name and profession? Ah, and you, sir. Did you order the fingerprint lunchbox? It is too early for lunch. Your name and profession, please. Well, Your Honor, how does it taste? So this is why everyone raves about caviar. It's so tasty it hurts! Ugh. I always thought caviar would taste like pickled tapioca. What the heck does pickled tapioca taste like? Name, profession, now. Me? The name is Angel Star. Don't go forgetting it. I find myself running Lunchland these days. Is that what you wanted me to say, Mr. Edgeworth? Very well, witness. Please describe the incident to us. The prosecution will wait. I'm not finished eating. Hurry it up! Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. As you know, we usually call on the police to provide a description of the crime. Your Honor, as Mr. Edgeworth has said to the court, I am a professional. What exactly does that mean? Until 2 years ago, Miss Angel Star was a special investigator with the police. Free to play with? Well, Rand Puma's got boobs like that to play with. That he doesn't have. Let's see. She was a first-rate homicide detective. What? Miss Star was a detective? All these have been detectives in this case. Aha! I know who you are. Cough up, Queen Angel Star, Your Honor. Long time no see. Very well. You may continue with the description, Miss Star. Just who is this lady? If I might have the court's attention over here. The parking lot at the prosecutor's office is divided into 2 blocks. A block is for the prosecutor's office personnel. B block is for visitors and clients. A chain divider separates the 2 blocks. I suppose that's to keep visitors from taking up prosecutor's spaces. Yes. The crime took place by a car in the back of A block, in the car's trunk. The killer stabbed the victim with a knife and went to drive the body out. Unfortunately for her, there was a witness, and an arrest was made on the spot. And who is this valiant witness? Why, it was me, Your Honor. Witness, did you see the very moment of the crime? Of course, Your Honor. Immediately after that, I apprehended the chief prosecutor. It seems rather cut and dry, doesn't it? Well, Mr. Wright? I can't agree on principle, Your Honor. It seems that some poor losers are unwilling to accept the truth, Your Honor. I shall proceed to crush what little hope they have remaining. Oh, shall I proceed to crush what little hope they have remaining? If you can, then give them your worst, Miss Star. Wait, are they talking about me? Witness's account. Somehow, I always knew a day like this would come. I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend when I sensed something. Perhaps it was my finely honed detective instincts working. Then, through a wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garish car. The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Then she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest. Bringing a lunchbox to your boyfriend? How touching. Humph. As you can see, or at least one of her boyfriends, as you can see, there is no room for doubt. The key point of your testimony seems to be nothing other than the point of the knife which you saw being stabbed into Detective Goodman. So, how does it feel to be so utterly crushed? I'm still thinking about that. It's merely a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness. I always knew a day like this would come. How did you know? I respect the prosecutor's basic abhorrence of crime, yet their methods are ugly and twisted. Twisted methods will always lead to tragedy. The lunch lady's uniformed opinion is duly noted. Oh, uninformed. The lunch lady's uninformed opinion is duly noted. Given that they are used to erasing inconvenient evidence at their whim, killing off a detective that knew too much is merely an extension of that. Miss Starr, do you have something personal against prosecutors? Wait, she's not the one cross-examining, I am. I felt that I had found my dream job when I became an investigator. And if I hadn't been laid off by those prosecutors over there, I'd still be one. Laid off? She was fired? To me, prosecutors are nothing more than worms. That said, I am a pro. As you know, my testimony is unbiased and flawless. So she called them worms? But her testimony is unbiased? Okay. Very well, you may continue, Miss Starr. It's on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend. Which one? This boyfriend. He's the detective? Not that boyfriend. The security guard. That boyfriend? You have several? Yes. This boyfriend, that boyfriend, and the other boyfriend. Care to join? The yet another boyfriend position is still open for applicants. I'll stick with the lunch. Thanks. Note to self, the judge had to think before replying. The security guard room is in the lot in A block. It's up on the second level so you can see everything from there. That would be the room with the security sign. Incidentally, did you bring your lunchboxes by car? Since I'm a visitor now, I parked in B block. So she was in B block when she witnessed the crime. When I sensed something, perhaps it was my finely honed detective instincts for it. So you sensed something? So you're saying you had a premonition of the murder? It felt like... how would you say? Oh yes. It was like the feeling you get when you view a pumpkin chock full of seeds. I have no idea what that means. Speaking of a detective instincts, wasn't the victim, Mr. Bruce Goodman, also a detective? Yes, well, he was like a young cheese. A young cheese? A pale white cheese, not yet tangy with experience on the streets. A greenhorn. I, of course, am hard, yellowed, sharp as a tack. Okay. I bet you stink, too. In any case, there, in the lot, I felt something stirring in the back of my mind. Then, through a wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garish car. By garish car, you mean... Mr. Edgeworth's car. Yes. Mr. Edgeworth's? Incidentally, the knife with which the victim was stabbed was also Mr. Edgeworth's. Wasn't it? Indeed, it was. What an odd case this is. And the person you saw, you're sure it was the defendant? I saw her from no further than 30 feet away. I'm certain it was her. If she's telling the truth, we're doomed. Let's just do what we can, even if we don't have any proof. We can always complain. Witness, in your testimony, you clearly stated the following. Prosecutors are nothing more than worms. Ergo, you are a biased witness. You might want to keep those silly opinions to yourself in the future, rookie. Huh? Rookie? Unless you're willing to risk the consequences of doubting me. I'll fry you like a fritter. Crispy on the outside, chewy on the inside. That was inspiring. I believe I've heard that tagline somewhere. You could cry plagiarism? I may be what plagiarism would be whatever the other word is, I forgot. Oh man, I can't think of the other word. It's not like I use these words all the time. It may be relegated to the lowly post of lunch lady, but my instincts are honed. A photograph? You took this? The moment I witnessed the crime, my reflexes took over and snap. I took a picture. In fact, one of my lunchboxes is rigged with a camera. I suppose that's more exciting than just hanging it around your neck. This is my first time seeing this photograph. You think I'd show it to you, a prosecutor? Think again. My boyfriend works in the photography division of criminal affairs. Well, this is most certainly the defendant. Crime photo added to the court record. Uh-oh. That is unmistakably Lana Skye. So, what was the defendant doing at the time? Chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Tell me more about this knife that the suspect was carrying. Well, I'd say the blade was about 10 centimeters long. Is that right, Mr. Edgeworth? It is your knife, after all. Yes, that's about right. Prosecutors are, by nature, well versed in the location of a man's vital organs. I'm sure it was easier than boiling an egg for my egg salad surprise set. You can't testify as her ability. You can't testify as to her ability to kill an egg. I mean, a person. Perhaps a chicken salad set would have been a better metaphor. So the defendant was holding a knife. What then? Then she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest. Tell the court why you didn't try to stop this crime. You did see her raise the knife to strike, no? Defense has a point. Unfortunately, by the time I realized what was going on, it was already too late. Too late? Yes, the next moment, the chief prosecutor brought down the murder weapon. I see. It's only a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. We can make it! You said that before. Anything else? Scientifically speaking, Miss Starr's testimony is flawless. Sounds pretty fatal to me. What do we do? Is this it? Is my sister guilty? Let's check. Let's just keep our heads cool and press the witness a bit, shall we? For some reason, having her panicking next to me makes me calmer. Don't smile like that. What have we got to show? Arg! My mouse doesn't want to work. Let's look at this real quick. Let's look at the photo she gave us. Well, as you can see, the detective's not there. Where did he go? There's no prints. Oh, because she has gloves on, right? Yeah, she has gloves on. Trust my boyfriend. what to show her. What is this? Victims know about the contract touch check details. Okay, I don't think we can do anything with this yet. Wait a second. It says she made a phone call. But she didn't testify as to seeing her make a phone call. I don't know. Whoops, I didn't want to press. Try showing her the photo here. I have no idea. Alright, come on, mouse. Objection! This was it. And you witnessed this? You saw Miss Sky stab the victim with a knife? As I've already said. Yes. I swear it on my finest salmon swirl lunch. That actually looks really good. I'm sure that is a fine lunch. But isn't that odd? Look at this photograph. This is the photograph you took at the very moment of the crime, is it not? Then why is Miss Sky not holding a knife? And the detective isn't there. Ahem. Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts? Objection. Let's be a little more careful with our evidence, shall we? It is you that needs to be more careful, Mr. Wright. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This photograph was not taken the moment before the stabbing. This was taken the moment after the stabbing. Objection! How can you tell? The blood splatter. Huh? See the dark crimson stain on the chief prosecutor's coat? But then where's the body? Nobody's pointing out that the body's missing. It's a black and white photograph. Ah, yes, it's hard to tell, but this, could be blood. Well, Mr. Wright, I see no problem here. No problem, except you. Mr. Wright, are you going to just sit there and take that kind of abuse? Arg. You got a better idea? Wait, that contradicts what the witness said in her testimony. Namely, that she took the picture the moment she witnessed the crime. Well, it seems I was slightly unclear. My apologies. That's it? If you run out of lunch, you order seconds. Problem solved. If you don't like it, try ordering the jumbo-sized lunch from the get-go. Good advice. I'm not sure I understood it, but good advice. I didn't have time to stop her. Prosecutor Sky was cold, calculating like a robot. Beep boop, bop boop. She killed without pain or remorse. It was a premeditated murder. Objection! Premeditated? How do you know? Look at the chief prosecutor's hands in that photograph. Well, are those gloves? Surgical gloves made of thin rubber, most likely. Why would she have those on? If it was not premeditated, she would not be wearing those gloves. Warg! These gloves do seem to tell a tale of premeditation. Premeditated murder, a serious offense. Witness, add this to your testimony. Okay, the murder was planned. The rubber gloves prove it. Oh. That's all she had to say. Oh, damn it! I hate when I go too far. I bet I'll do it again, too! Murder was planned. Okay. Maybe she was performing surgery. We wear gloves all the time, getting my Michael Jackson on. These are surgical gloves. They're not like gloves you wear all the time. Let me show you the blue badger. Didn't they say the death wasn't instantaneous? But I'm sure you don't wear it outside of your house. That's what I'm trying to say. You don't just walk around with surgical gloves on. I've got to have something to prove this wrong. Yes. We could just say the gloves didn't fit her. She didn't commit the murder. The gloves didn't fit. Oh my gosh. The murder was planned. The rubber gloves prove it. Let me look at the picture again. These cases get harder and harder, I swear. The next, the games after this, I had to get a guide, because it's really hard. Not this one. This one. Didn't she injure her hand? Why can't I point this out? Why is nobody pointing out that the body's gone? Because his body was slumped onto the floor. Unless he's over here, I don't know. There's no blood on the ground. Oh my gosh. I think the blue badger is the key to this. Whoops. This poor guy. Makes me sad. I'm pretty sure that's not it, Shot. Not everything's about sex. The wire fence, a solid standing next to a garage car. Is this something? What if she was just in the habit of wearing gloves? Like, driving gloves? The gloves were admitted as evidence when the defendant was arrested. They were rubber gloves of the kind used for autopsies. In other words, when the chief prosecutor came to the crime scene, she came to do murder. It's the only possible conclusion one can make. Everything was planned. It was a premeditated crime. Arg. Impressive. I'm sorry they took you off the force, Miss Starr. This is bad. She's got them thinking this was all planned. If she can prove this claim, the trial's already over. I've got to think of a way to show them that this wasn't premeditated. It's only a flesh wound. Flawless. What do we do? Is my sister guilty? Oh my god. Better prove that it wasn't premeditated. Well, I'm sure if she was used to wearing gloves all the time, they wouldn't bring them up. She's not wearing gloves, I don't think. When you talk to her. Can I look at... no, I guess not. Well, how can it be premeditated murder if the weapon wasn't something she brought herself? How did she know the weapon was in the trunk? That is the day she changed her ways. There's no way you could premeditate knowing that there was a weapon in somebody's trunk, right? Objection! Yes! I get way too into this. Witness, do you know what this is? Are you trying to test me? I sell lunchboxes for a living, you know. What's a knife? The knife. The knife that was in Mr. Edgeworth's trunk. Indeed, it is my knife. Going home? Alright, let's get past this. What's with this case? The bloody murder weapon, a red car, all belonging to the prosecutor there? The defendant is the chief prosecutor for the district, right? Mommy, are prosecutors bad people? The defense has a request. We ask that the witness provide an accurate testimony. What's that, Rookie? In your testimony, you stated that Lana Skye planned this murder. And that's why she was wearing those special gloves. Smells like a natural conclusion to me. The gloves do indicate planning. However, why would she not also prepare the most important thing? The murder weapon! Oh. This knife just happened to be in the trunk of that car. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to plan a murder, you don't forget the weapon. Ugh, woo. Order! 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 Great, now the tide is turning in our favor. Great show, Mr. Wright. My sister's as good as free. Right. I believe the next lunch you'll be eating is humble pie. What? I hope you weren't deluding yourself into thinking that the tide has turned. Not over such a trifling detail. But this shoots a hole in the whole premeditated theory. Bah! The prosecution could care less if it was premeditated or not. The only one who seems to care is that lunch lady over there. The defendant, Lana Sky, murdered a detective with a knife. That's the only thing the prosecution needs to prove, nothing else. Very good, Mr. Prosecutor. I suppose you think you're clever now. But you know, as well as I do, that she planned on killing him. It was planned! If she wasn't, why would she have been wearing... I believe I'd like to hear your testimony again. Witness, please tell us only what you saw, not what you thought. How dare you! My powers of deduction are not to be underestimated. Really now. Alright, and with that, we're gonna stop here. I hope you guys enjoyed watching my daughter and me play Kirby. What short bit that was. She didn't like the lava. Anyways, and watching me play Phoenix Wright. I really enjoy you guys being here. It makes me happy. But we'll be back tomorrow with more Kirby probably. And I don't know, my son says he might stream tomorrow, but we'll see. And if he doesn't, oh, and tomorrow is when I'm babysitting. We didn't babysit last weekend like I thought we were, but she told me at the very last minute that she wasn't bringing him today. So it's that she wasn't bringing him that day last week. So this week I am babysitting. So it's not 100% if I'm going to stream or not, but if I do, it'll be Kirby, and it won't be Phoenix right after. If I end up streaming, it'll be something on the Wii U so I can watch the kids while I play. But anyways, I hope you guys have a great night, and I will see you tomorrow. So you guys take care and have a good night.